So the second run's about to commence. This, in fact, is race number 11. Races 9 and 10 were amalgamated together. So this is race number 11. And on pole, 129 Tom Taylor. 5-5, the ex-Greg Adams car, now driven very effectively indeed by another former short circuit racer. This is Alan Robb. Lights on green on the left hand. Tom Taylor and Antonio Forza going with him, with the escort of Pete Maylum sandwiched between the four middies. Pete Maylum still holding that third place as Antonio Forza holds second, but it's Tom Taylor coming away now, beginning to look fairly comfortable already in the leading position. 129 Tom Taylor it is, motor engineer leading Antonio Forza, then comes 400 Pete Maylum from number 155 Alan Robb and 81 Bill Turpin. That's the order as they go equidistant round the Devil's Elbow, up Harry Hill into the North Bend hairpin for the first time. Tom getting it a little bit sideways on the apex of Paddock Bend, allowing Antonio Forza to close in on him. Tony getting very, very close now to Tom as he goes through and away. The chicane. Pete Maylum now coming under pressure and got a wee bit off song there. Somebody's engine certainly not sounding right as they went through. Alan Robb going a bit wide as they go into and round. But now once again Tom Taylor has extended the advantage over 13 Antonio Forza to quite a noticeable mile. And as I speak, the power of the escort up the hill is telling, and Pete Maylum closing it again, and Pete Maylum going back into third. Pete Maylum back into third place. Tom Taylor indulges in a bit of time-wasting activity on the apex of Chestnut, and that allows Antonio Forza to close in once again, but not sufficiently to Aston Robb's engine sounding really bad. As of that, meantime, Tom Taylor goes on his way from 13 Antonio Forza, Pete Maylum, and 155 Alan Robb, whose good run has been a wee bit processional. From Antonio Forza, Antonio hasn't really been able to get the results in Formula D this winter that I'm sure he's been hoping, but it's still early days, and we know that this talented young lad from London can give us better performances than those that we've seen this winter. 13 behind 129 Tom Taylor, our winner. Third place, number 400 Pete Maylum. The tarmac now beginning to look really dry on the Dover slope as Pete Maylum comes home in third, ahead of 155 Alan Robb in fourth, and 81 is then as promised. First, number 10, 3:49.2 seconds. Second, number 34, and the driver before coming into Rallycross had been involved in a bit of rallying. Beside him, former autograss driver, 127 Andy Tedder. His car based around another ex-hot rod shell, and the driver of that one was virtually a household name in British motorsport when he used it in hot rodding. Yes, it's an ex-Mick Collard shell. On the outside, I go. Right, the green. Making a very, very good start. Barry Rapley went with him, but then seemed to hesitate as if he may have missed a gear, allowing a bit of sorting out to go on behind him because he suddenly slowed somewhat dramatically and has now recovered sufficiently to go through into the lead. Charles de Garston coming through right from the back row of the grid to dispute second place with Ron Wright as they come onto the tarmac, but Ron Wright gets the upper hand and chases Barry Rapley down into the Devil's Elbow for the first time. Andy Tedder having to lie on fourth position, then comes Neil Kidman, and then new boy Nick James, who has at least managed to get his rallycrossing career here at Lydden Hill underway. Up into the North Bend hairpin they go. Barry Rapley from Ron Wright. Andy Tedder up now into third place ahead of Charles de Garston. Then comes the escort, Neil Kidman. as the leaders come down through the chicane for the first time. Still Barry Rapley holding off Ron Wright, Andy Tedder holding off Charles de Garston. Two nice little battles going on there, one for the lead, one for third place, with Barry Rapley going very, very deep into Cheston's Drift, letting Ron Wright come up alongside, and Ron Wright coming through to take the lead. Ron Wright takes the lead as Charles de Garston goes round the other side of Andy Tedder to take third place. So two positional changes there in that corner, one driver going on the inside, one going on the outside. But Barry Rapley, his most spectacular progress around this circuit, still continues on its way. In second place now, though, however, as they go up into the North Bend hairpin. Charles de Garston trying to find a way through on the inside of Andy Tedder. Andy moves over, closes the door, so Charles is forced to go round the outside if he's going to do anything about it, but decides to elect to slip down, and Nick James continued their 5th and 6th placings as the battle for the lead still goes on, with Barry Rapley coming back to put a bit of a challenge onto Ron Wright as they come through the chicane and away down into Cheston, and Barry Rapley hits the snowbank on the exit of the chicane and flies high in the air, and the car is now stranded on the snowbank. That puts the two escorts into second and third placings, and the battle is now for second place, with Charles de Garston going through on the inside this time of Andy Tedder. Barry Rapley, most spectacular all afternoon, but on that occasion he didn't get away with it. The car is sitting on the snowbank, the front wheels are spinning, he can't get it restarted despite the efforts of the marshals, and so that has effectively put Barry out of this race challenge. Andy Tedder is back once again in second place for about the umpteenth time from Charles de Garston. Neil Kidman, if he looks in his mirrors, will see that the green, the red and white striped Mini of Nick James is perhaps getting a little bit closer. Barry Rapley has in fact been removed from the snowbank, but has pulled off onto the race circuit to retire, as Ron Wright, snowbank, gets away with it, goes down into Cheston's to come through to take victory, I would think, and this battle is going to change places once again as Andy Tedder waltzes around on the exit of the chicane, so the smooth driving of Charles de Garston pays off once again, and the Mark 1 2-litre goes through. Charles de Garston, I think, is going to be rewarded with this second place. A good debut into Rallycross for him, a driver who we saw driving here in the rally sprints last winter. He takes second place in car number 277 from 127. Andy Tedder into third place. Well, Neil Kidman's finding that Nick James is getting closer and closer as the race progresses, but Neil Kidman into fourth place, 137 from number 61, Nick James. We come to race number 13. On pole position, Frank Hartley from Sidcup. In car number 302, electrical engineer who was in hot rodding from 1970 right through to 1985 when he started his rallycrossing career. Beside him, 273, Mike Locke. Another car with former short circuit involvements, because this Toyota Starlet is an ex-Ormond Christie hot rod shell, which is now being converted into Rallycross specification. Powered by Bishop Stortford, Anthony Ashwell, Dave Ward and Ivan Gill, who's out on the and Gary Maddox complete the very large grid of cars which are headed down into Cheston's by the Fiesta of Anthony Ashwell from Mike Locke's Toyota Starlet. Then comes Ivan Gill with the Metro. Dave Ward, Ray Houghton making a good run here. Ray Houghton coming right round the outside of everybody to go into second place, and going with him Pete Rucroft. Pete Rucroft up into third with the DSRM Nova as they come down into the Devil's Elbow for the first time. It is still Anthony Ashwell from Ray Houghton. Then comes is it Pete Rucroft or is it Russ Swift? I think it might be 660 surely Russ Swift. And again, troubles for the Nova. The Nova in troubles once again, and slowing as it goes up the hill as the leaders go away round the North Bend hairpin. It is still number 78, Anthony Ashwell from the Speed International Mini of Ray Houghton, which is going much better than it did on his first run. Then comes Barry Slark's, the Brian Slark powered Metro of Ivan Gill from Bristol. Then comes Dave Ward's Metro. Those four cars someway clear. Mike Locke with the Toyota Starlet. Then number 302, Frank Hartley, 200, Gary Maddox. And in fact, yes, it was Russ Swift who has retired yet again with the Nova, so one would assume that maybe it's the radiator playing up once again. Still, Anthony Ashwell leads this one. His first drive at Lydden with his new Fiesta, only his second drive in this particular car, holding off the attentions of Ray Houghton and Ivan Gill and 7:30 Dave Ward, who are beginning to put in something of an assault there with the two Metros in third and fourth places. They're closing on Ray Houghton as they go up into the North Bend hairpin. Still Tony Ashwell leads. Ray Houghton still got that inside line good enough for second place. The two Metros battling it out now for third and fourth places, and Ivan Gill getting in there with them, and there's four cars all very, very close together coming down Harry Hill now. Still Anthony Ashwell leads, the mini of Ray Houghton, still Ivan Gill from Dave Ward, but they're all very close as they come into paddock. Down out of paddock, past Mabs Bank, on the snowbound second, through the chicane. It's still Anthony Ashwell. Dave Ward, that's the order. As they go down into and round Chestnut's Drift, all four cars line astern, but positions could change any moment. Then a bit of a gap to Frank Hartley. Gary Maddock, who's ahead now of the starlet of Mike Locke. But all eyes surely on this battle for the lead. The two Metros have faded somewhat, or at least the Dave Ward challenge has at the moment, as Ray Houghton comes up to have a look. Ray Houghton trying to get through on the inside, couldn't quite do it. Oh, and in his efforts to stay in front, Anthony Ashwell spins, and Ivan Gill gives him a little bit of a touch on the back end as they go round, not intentional, but Ivan Gill into second place now. Dave Ward closing on Ivan Gill once again. He's back into third place. And Anthony Ashwell, a little bit unfortunate there to spin out, going down into and round the Devil's Elbow for the last time. But the leader's coming down now, Harry Hill, and it's still Ray Houghton's mini for Rip Speed International. Ray Houghton from Loughton in Essex leading the Bristolian Ivan Gill, with Dave Ward from Dunmow in Essex getting very close to him. He's going to go, and Ivan Gill spins out on the exit of the chicane. And with no first run time, then that's really cruel luck for Ivan Gill. Can he get it going and finish and complete the time and get into a final of some description? But at the moment, Frank Hartley goes through, so does Gary Maddock and Mike Locke. And at the end, it's a fairly comfortable victory for 142 Ray Houghton from 7:30 Dave Ward. And there's going to be no finish for the Brian Slark car, and the luckless Ivan Gill is up on the bank, out of the car, so no time runs at all this afternoon for Ivan. 3:02 Frank Hartley comes home in third place, ahead of 200 Gary Maddock, and then 2:73 Mike Locke completes the order.